Has someone you love started showing little changes that just don't feel right? Maybe they've lost some weight, seem more tired, or forget things more often. At first, these moments may seem small, just a part of normal aging. But what if I told you that, in many cases, the body actually begins whispering quiet signals long before life's final chapter arrives? Most people think death and old age come suddenly. One day everything is fine, and then it isn't. But the truth is more subtle. The body almost always gives gentle warnings, sometimes months or even a year in advance. Sadly, because these changes can look ordinary, families miss them, only to look back later and realize the signs were there all along. In today's video, we're going to explore 5 powerful signs that often appear in the year before an elderly person passes away. These are not meant to frighten you, but to prepare you, to help you recognize what's happening, so you can provide the best care, create meaningful moments, and make sure the final stage of life is filled with love, dignity, and peace. Please stay with me until the very end, because these 5 signs are not only eye-opening, they can change the way you support someone you love. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel now for further updates. When you know what to look for, you won't be caught off guard. Instead, you'll be able to walk this journey with strength, compassion, and clarity. Let's begin. Sign number 1, unexplained weight loss. One of the earliest and most telling clues that the body is entering its final phase is weight loss that happens without trying. At first, it may seem innocent. A pair of pants feels looser. A belt suddenly needs a new notch. Or maybe your loved one says, "I'm just not that hungry these days." Many families shrug this off as part of getting older. But here's the truth. Unintentional weight loss is rarely a good sign. It usually means the body is struggling to use food the way it used to. Muscles begin shrinking. The body absorbs fewer nutrients. Even the appetite itself begins to fade because the body no longer signals the brain with hunger the way it once did. Think about it, food is fuel. When the body stops asking for fuel, it's because the engine is quietly winding down. Weight loss also increases risks, falls, weakness, infections, and slower healing. Even small tasks like standing up or walking across the room become harder. In many cases, weight loss connects with deeper conditions like heart failure, cancer, or kidney disease, sometimes before those illnesses are obvious. Families often try to help by offering favorite foods, snacks, or nutritional drinks. And while this can bring comfort, if the weight continues to drop despite every effort, it's usually not just about eating. It's the body preparing for transition. If you notice this, focus less on forcing meals and more on comfort foods, easy bites, hydration, and presence. What matters most isn't calorie counts, but creating gentle, enjoyable moments together. Sign number 2, deep fatigue and weakness. The second quiet signal is something families notice but often misunderstand, a deep, lasting tiredness that doesn't improve with rest. This isn't the usual, "I need a nap." It's a bone-deep exhaustion that makes even the simplest tasks feel impossible. Getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. A short walk across the room feels like a marathon. Even holding conversations can seem too tiring. Why does this happen? Because as the body begins shutting down, energy is redirected. The heart pumps more slowly. Blood carries less oxygen. Muscles weaken. And instead of fueling activity, the body conserves its last reserves for vital functions. This is why many elderly people nearing life's end begin to sleep more, sometimes 14 to 18 hours a day. They may doze off during conversations or suddenly lose energy halfway through a meal. Emotionally, this stage can be heartbreaking. A once active, independent parent or grandparent may now spend most of the day resting. They may withdraw from hobbies, social gatherings, or even family moments, not because they don't care, but because they simply don't have the energy. If you see this happening, the key is understanding. Pushing them to be more active only creates stress. Instead, meet them where they are. Let them rest. Treasure the short moments of wakefulness. And remind them, through gentle presence, that even if they do less, they are still deeply loved. Sign number 3, confusion and withdrawal. Another signal that often appears in the final year of life is changes in the mind and emotions. A loved one who was once sharp may begin forgetting things, repeating themselves, or losing track of conversations. They may seem confused in familiar places or forget names they once remembered easily. Sometimes, they may seem fully present in one moment and distant the next, as if their mind is fading in and out. This is not just normal forgetfulness. It's often caused by reduced blood flow and oxygen to the brain as the body slows down. Emotional withdrawal is also common. Your loved one may talk less, stop showing interest in activities they once enjoyed, or spend long stretches in silence. This isn't rejection, it's the brain gently pulling back. Mood changes also happen. Some may become irritable or anxious. Others may seem strangely calm or detached. For families, this can be one of the most painful stages. It feels like losing the person before they're truly gone. The most important thing you can do here is patience. Don't argue. Don't pressure them to remember. Instead, offer comfort. Speak gently. Create a calm environment. Even if they don't respond with words, they can still feel love, safety, and presence. Sign number 4, frequent infections and slow healing. As the immune system weakens, the body begins struggling to fight back against things it once handled easily. A loved one who rarely got sick may now catch every cold or infection. Recovery takes longer. Cuts or bruises that used to heal in days now take weeks, or may not heal fully at all. One of the clearest red flags is repeated infections: pneumonia, urinary tract infections, skin problems, or gum infections. Families often see these as separate issues, but when they come one after another, it's usually a sign that the body no longer has the strength to repair itself. Even antibiotics may lose effectiveness, requiring stronger medications or longer treatment. Sometimes, instead of high fevers, the only sign of infection is increased tiredness, confusion, or a sudden loss of appetite. During this stage, comfort becomes more important than aggressive treatment. Simple acts like keeping skin clean and moisturized, ensuring hydration, or repositioning a loved one in bed to prevent sores can make a huge difference in their quality of life. Sign number 5, changes in breathing and circulation. The final sign is perhaps the most visible: changes in the way the body breathes and circulates blood. You may notice irregular breathing, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes with long pauses in between. Some experience a pattern called Cheyne-Stokes breathing, deep breaths followed by moments of no breathing at all. Circulation also weakens. Hands and feet may feel cold. Skin may appear pale, bluish, or blotchy, especially around the toes and fingers. This happens because the heart is no longer pumping strongly enough to circulate blood evenly. Shortness of breath is common, even when sitting still or speaking. Some people develop fluid buildup in the lungs, leading to coughing, gurgling sounds, or difficulty lying flat. While these changes can be frightening to witness, remember, they are part of the natural process. Families can help by keeping the environment calm and cool, offering small sips of water, propping loved ones up with pillows, and above all, being present. At this stage, comfort matters far more than intervention. Finally, so let's review. The 5 quiet signs that often appear in the year before the end of life are: 1. Unintentional weight loss. 2. Deep fatigue and weakness. 3. Confusion or emotional withdrawal. 4. Frequent infections and slow healing. 5. Changes in breathing and circulation. Not every person will show all of these signs, and they don't always appear in the same order. But when you begin noticing them, it's often the body's way of saying the journey is nearing its final chapter. This knowledge is not meant to scare you. It's meant to give you time to prepare emotionally, to make meaningful choices, and to focus on what truly matters. Instead of fighting against the inevitable, you can create an environment filled with comfort, dignity, and love. Because in the end, what matters most isn't how long life lasts, it's how deeply it is lived, and how gently we walk with those we love until the very end. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. And I'd love to hear from you. What signs have you noticed in your own loved ones, and how has it shaped the way you care for them? Your comments not only encourage me, but also support others going through the same journey. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.